Alright guys, today we go out to explore Mont Belvieu, Texas. Now, I've done a video on Mont Belvieu about a year and a half ago at this point, and just wanted to show you what Mont Belvieu is all about. Right now, they are of course known as the Hill. They are bleeding blue, Eagle fan, every business is Eagle something or other. If you're looking for an environment in which you can be part of a cult, it's a good cult for some. Of the people that I've helped move there, they either love it or they hate it, right? So if you're one that drinks the Kool-Aid per se, you will probably enjoy Mont Belvieu. And if you're not in that type of situation, you might not like it so much. But it is one of the top rated school districts in the area, in the state, I believe. It is also home to many opportunities in the oil industry, right? There is a ton of places to work out there as far as the oil industry is concerned. There is lots to eat, lots to see, lots of enjoyment to be had within the community. It is I'll call it a tight-knit community. They are rapidly expanding, but their expansion is bringing more houses in. They're building new neighborhoods. Of course, you may have seen a dozen of my videos on the Riceland neighborhood, which I will be back out there probably next week with another highlight of one of the other builders. But they are building something that is hoped to be desired for, as far as a community where people can get together, they can enjoy their weekends as a community, as opposed to just being yourself. And when I say being yourself, I mean being by yourself. They have the master plan community again at Riceland. That is supposed to be the new centralized hope for the area. They have a school district that does not back down from a fight. Their superintendent has stuck to his guns in recent years with concerns that have arisen. Whether you like that or not, I am not to judge. I live, of course, in Highlands. That's where I'm driving through right now. But I'm heading over to Mont Belvieu because I really think that it is one of the nicer areas to live in the greater Houston market. They are entertained as the future new Katy. They're trying to set it up as Katy area. Like I said, a ton of places to eat, which you'll see here momentarily. And then tons of new neighborhoods, options of all flavors starting in the high 200s. I think the cheapest option out there is about $280, but they have a much lower tax rate than a lot of the area. Here in Baytown, here in Highlands, well, Highlands is different, but in Baytown, tax rates range anywhere from like 2.5 to 4 if you go to some of these new construction neighborhoods that have mud districts, whereas Mont Belvieu starts at 1.7. And then if you're older and have that 65 exemption, you don't pay any school taxes, which is uncommon for Texas. But you don't pay any school taxes once you're of retirement age. So, with all that being said, I am about to hop on the highway here out of Highlands. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to DM me or leave a comment down below. I would love to help you out, whether you're moving to Mont Belvieu, Baytown, Crosby, Dayton, or anywhere else in the great state of Texas. I'd love to help you out. I will see you in Mont Belvieu.
All right, so we have made it over to Mont Belvieu. Now, you're gonna see signs that say Beach City. There's another little sub-city called Cove, portions of Baytown, but all of it, I, as someone who lives in the area, would consider it Mont Belvieu, or we'll say Barbers Hill. Now, Barbers Hill is the school district. That is the main reason anybody's coming out this way, of course. But right here, you're gonna see 3180, which turns into, as you go north, at some point, I think it's maybe at I-10, changes into Eagle Drive. Now, that is the main artery of Barbers Hill School District. Now, in some portions of the area, Mont Belvieu gets really wide, but for the most part, everything is on this street. Most of the schools, most of the businesses, where you're going to find them. Right now, we are kind of the southernmost point. There's a few more homes that away. Actually, I have some family that live on the water over here, and my grandma has a house a few streets that direction. But we're pretty much the furthest south that there is stuff. Again, we have the volunteer fire department. This is just a little event center. I've been to about 10 weddings out here and a few funerals. Just next door, there is what's called Yepes Vineyard, which is just a little hometown vineyard. You don't have to go all the way out to Fredericksburg. You can get it right here in Mont Belvieu. Here on the south side is where you're going to find the homes that are on the bay. This south side is going to have larger lots, cheaper tax rate. Some of these down here have it like it was 1.7% tax rate to homestead exemption, which is fantastic. This area is always expanding. One of the downsides of the south side, and you don't really notice it except for a few specific areas, but they do have kind of mixed use. So there are some giant million square foot buildings that are going up, it makes it easier to get your shopping done, because that's where Amazon will get all their stuff from. Those just huge buildings. I'll show you a picture of some of them. But we are going to today explore this main artery through Barbers Hill, and I will see you at the next stop, just up north. So we are just, I don't know, maybe 2 miles north of the Yepes Vineyard and all what we were just at. And this is what I'm talking about with the mixed use. So we'll have these huge buildings. This is all distribution centers for various companies around the area. Then you got cows, right? And then you have houses just down the street. This is all the bay behind me here. So it's a stranger situation here on the south side, whereas the north side is pretty much 100% residential outside of right on that main street. They have all the businesses. So this is, if you want land, again, the south side is certainly the way to go. And if you're looking for maybe a big fancy neighborhood, brand new houses, higher price points, then the north side is definitely your go-to. Let's go explore more of that right now. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, drop a comment down below, shoot me a DM, give me a call. You can find all my information again down below. We'll see you at the next one. If you are looking for peace and tranquility, this is McCullom Park, down at the end of McCullom Park Road, promptly named. This is a wonderful little park that I assume not a whole lot of people know about, because it's always super empty. But check out these beautiful trees. They do have the little park over on the other side. Just down this same street, there is new construction, tons of old construction, huge lot sizes, $1 million properties down to the few $100,000 properties. This is probably one of the nicer parks on the south side. And when I say nicer, I mean more quiet. There's never anybody here. And just check out that view, right? This is the bay. If you ever want to go fishing, there's tons of options. There's a street called Goo Hole Road that does have a public boat ramp. And then I believe there's a few other boat ramps out this way. But that's the only one I know off the top of my head, because I don't have a boat. Oh, we got the game warden over there doing her paperwork. So they're always out here watching, making sure nobody's doing anything illegal. So that's good. But just check out this park. Isn't it beautiful? This is one of many parks in the Mont Belvieu area. Of course, all free to enjoy. They are public parks. So when and if you move out this way, keep this one in mind, and let's go a little bit further north. Again, right now we're probably another 2 miles north of all those big industrial buildings. So it's crazy just the jump that you'll see. It's crazy. In this area, you would never know that there's $1 million or million square foot properties or million square foot warehouses 2 miles up the road. Makes no sense. And then beach houses right here. Crazy. On to the next. So if you are in need of a home with an airplane hangar, we have those out in Mont Belvieu. Also, this is RWJ Air Park. This neighborhood is a few hundred homes. Not all of them have access to a hangar, but there are quite a few. They have I believe it's a grass runway, and then they have a concrete runway on the other direction. So if that's something that tickles your fancy, that is an option out here as well. Again, we are jumping about 2 miles every time and we'll see you on the next stop just to the north. All right, there's a section right here in the middle of the south side where every single lot is about an acre or more. Falcons Point, there's a Texana Drive, Majestic Drive. They're all basically straight line streets where each of the homes has about an acre. I picked Falcons Point because my dad lives down the street. So we got lots of family in the area, and I'd love to help you bring your family here as well. On to the next. We are at the, I think they call it a sports complex of some sort, but you'll notice they have jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, cheerleading, tumbling, gymnastics, all that kind of fun stuff is in these big buildings in the back. There's 5 or 6 of them. But Mont Belvieu has tons of options for your littles, or if you wanted to join. I know they have adult classes as well, but did want to point that out again. Jumped about 2 miles. It's spaced out pretty well like that. Also, I'm making it up. Don't know if it's 2 miles. I'll show you on the map though. But we are still right here in Mont Belvieu. Like I said, tons of options, tons of things to do, and see you at the next stop. So a new thing that's come up in the area in the last couple of years is there are a couple food truck parks that are in the area. So we got Spar Tacos, which is some delicious tacos. They actually been around for a while. Got some barbecue, Jamaican food, a dog groomer. I don't know how that fits in here. But then they also do pop-up events where people will come out with their pop-up tents and sell all kind of crafts and crap like that. But we are right here at the corner of 565 and 3180, so still on that main artery. And then this is one of those times where it splits open pretty well. If you go down this direction, so east on 565, that's where you will run into Joseph's Cove, and then a video that you can see right here is Windcrest. That's down this direction, and I think that's the only one I've done so far on this side of town. But there are a ton of new construction options down this way, and then of course going north, there's still getting on up there. Again, this street is a dividing line. Once you go north of here, you get to standard size lots versus maybe not standard, but smaller lots than an acre. And then everything on the south side is bigger lots, more space. But this is a nice little intersection here, stays busy. So they capitalized on it, put some food trucks out. So y'all come check these places out. I'm sure they would appreciate the business, and see you at the next stop. All right, wanted to shout out one of the businesses in town. As I said, everybody's a Eagle something or other. We got Eagle Express Car Wash. This is actually some previous clients of mine. And they opened this car wash, and they actually have a dog wash inside, all kind of fun stuff. This is the furthest north until you get to the north side. And so just 2 streets back that way is Legends Bay. You can see the video here. And then we're gonna go under I-10 onto the north side and show you what the north side has to offer.
Thanks so much for sticking with me this long. I know this video is quite a bit longer than some of them I've done, but it's really important to understand the differences between the south side and the north side here in Mont Belvieu, because it is a vastly different world from one side to the next. The south, of course, is larger land, whereas the north is fancier and with all the schools. We are in the parking lot at the HEB, which is just on the north side of I-10 here in Mont Belvieu. Tons of stores, lots of great food in this little section, and then there's more food all up and down this section of Eagle Drive. Now, you're gonna be interested in what's at the end of this video as well, so make sure to stick around, and thanks so much again for watching.
All right, so jumping over from HEB, which is just across the street, we are in front of High Voltage Ice Creamery. It's a weird word for it, but it's a little ice cream shop. They do all kinds of funky flavors. They all taste delicious, but it is different. They name all their ice cream after 90s songs, basically. A lot of Eminem and whatnot. You'll see tons of cars lining up right here. Right, this is the start of the school section. So they have, I think this is middle school, and then there's an elementary, and then there's the high school, and then there's another school. Pretty much all of it's happening right here. Until 3-4 years ago, this is where all the schools were. They have branched off back around the way a little bit. But here is what everybody's wanting right here. Barbers Hill School District. This is why people spend big money to be here in Mont Belvieu. Again, high voltage ice creamery, delicious, fantastic. Oh look, here's all their little fancy stuff. I like the red velvet's my favorite. I just had some before I started the video. But this is the intersection at, oh, what do they call this? Lakes of Champion Estates and Eagle Drive. So a couple of new construction neighborhoods down this direction. And then of course, on north, you still have a ton of new construction. This is where Riceland is gonna be, right at the northern section of the schools. So I will see you at the next stop. All right, guys, we have made it out to the city park. This is where all of their baseball, well, not all, some of their baseball fields, they have soccer fields, they've got a fishing pond, tons of jungle gym style. My kiddo has a favorite out here is the zip lines when we meet with our homeschool group, which has been a while, but this is where we generally would meet. There's a ton of kiddos out playing right now, so I'm not gonna video any of that part, but I do have a video I did probably about a year ago at this point that I will show here. And then just across the street, there's actually a children's museum. So I'm gonna get a flyover video of that, and then we will jump over to Riceland, which is just north. All right, we have made it pretty much to the farthest north that we're gonna go in this video. There's a few more neighborhoods if you go on north, but right behind me is Riceland, but that's not what we're showing right here. Across the street from Riceland and paid for by this developer, I believe, they have the Riceland Town Center. This is gonna be the new town hall. There's a brand new police station, fire department, all right here across the street. And then we have Riceland. I am going to go to the model home street just to show y'all a few of the options out here. But this is going to be an absolutely massive neighborhood. This is master planned. There's gonna be restaurants and all kind of stuff, I think, across the street. I believe either this road or maybe one over is gonna be turned into a tunnel under the road. So it's gonna be pretty fancy out here. And then they got a Buck's Pizza just across the corner, shout out. They used to be the best because they had pizza rolls, but they got rid of them. So I haven't been there in a while, but they had really good pizza as well. But here's your Riceland Town Center. And then Riceland behind me, let's go check out that model home street. Here's where we're gonna finish up our video. Here is Riceland. Of course, they have David Weekley, they've got Perry Homes, they've got Highland Homes, Chesmar Homes. I think that's it. But a bunch of builders out here, tons of options. Tax rate, not so great. If you're looking as far as payment conscious, the south side's probably for you. If you're looking for the north side, Riceland is the new goal, I guess. A lot of people moving to this neighborhood specifically because it is one of the first master plan communities in our area. You'll see just the variety of homes in this neighborhood is pretty astonishing. Price points all the way from the mid 300s on up to they've got $1 million plus homes out here. These two buildings that you see going up is the beer garden that they're gonna have in the neighborhood, the first of many great attractions. But it was fantastic hanging out with you today. If you have any questions or concerns, of course, drop a comment down below, give me a phone call, send me a carrier pigeon, however you need to do it. I'd love to help you out. This is Troy Tomlinson in Mont Belvieu, Texas.